This is an old Hornby Dublo A4, the golden fleece, that was sent to me by a chap called Julien. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do in that body. That looks like a nail. Now my sonic cleaner has packed up. I need to get myself a nice wee spanner set. There we go. Again folks, how's all doing? Welcome to part 2 of getting this old Hornby Dublo Class A4, the golden fleece, up and running again for Julien. So part 1, we took apart, we've cleaned up the chassis, we've cleaned up the armature, all my bits and bobs were in the sonic cleaner. Not getting cleaned sonically because my sonic cleaner's not working, but the clock cleaning fluid does it on its own, just takes a bit longer. I've got some replacement brushes to fit, so we shall get this back together and running. And if we've got time today, we've got the front and back bogies to clean up, and this body, which is in a bit of a shoddy state. So we'll see how the time goes today. But we might go into a third video. We shall see. So, right, I think we'll get some oil into these axles first of all. And I'll get a wee spot of oil on all the linkages. Well, actually, I shouldn't. I was going to have a go at trying to clean some of this up a bit more. So actually, I think I'll leave the rods in that just now. But that's spinning nice and freely. But let's get it back together and see if we can get it to run. So, first thing is to get the armature back in. And the bearings. So that's the top bearing. Need to get some moly grease. Need to get some grease in the bottom bearing. There we go. Some grease in there. And we want to get some grease into this bearing. And then we'll pop the ball bearing in, which is in here somewhere. There it is. I never pick these little ball bearings up with tweezers. They just go pinging off, never to be seen again. So, get that in there and we'll poke it down a bit with a pin. That. And just a wee bit more grease to keep it in place. And we'll pop that into there. So, and that wants to go down into there. That. At least you can see what you're doing with this. That 08 shunter I worked on recently, you just couldn't see the armature engaging with the bearings at all. Screw that down so there's a little bit of movement in the armature. So that moves up and down a little bit. That spins and turns the wheels. I should have greased that armature before putting it in. I always do that. I always make that mistake. Just get it in there though. Okay. What are we doing? Brushes. Okay. So new brushes will take a bit of running in. Slides in there nicely. Now, as I've explained before with these doubles, they can be very sensitive to the tension of the brushes. These don't look too bad, but sometimes there can be too much pressure on the brushes, so you have to shorten the spring, or sometimes there might not be enough. That's in there. fine. That in there. It's going to go that way. Right, need to clean these pickups up a bit. Right, I've just noticed a wee problem with these pickups. So, a wee problem with the pickups. I've not seen this before. That pickup there is almost worn through. I've never seen one as worn as that. The other one isn't worn, which is quite interesting. It's not worn at all. But that one is almost worn through. So that needs replaced. Oh, gee whiz. I'll need to go online and see what we've got. I mean, it would be possible to make a pickup out of guitar string or something for it to fit in here, but we'll see if we can get a direct replacement. So, we're not fitting the pickup today. So this is definitely going into a third video, because we'll need to get that replacement pickup. Right, okay, the magnet we shall fit. That's pinged out. That's not good. That's very loose actually. This brush retainer isn't one of the ones that's split. So I can't adjust it. And it's a very loose fit in there. That's not going to work. This must have been just held in by all the gunk. So I think I'm going to need to replace this with one of the ones that has the split. So I'll take that spring out just now, and that brush. Put the magnet in. Like so. Put that through. I actually need to remagnetize it first. That's what we need to do. Put that in there like so. It's now remagnetized. There we go. Right, I'll go online in a minute and look for a replacement brush retainer and a pickup. But what I want to do is have a wee go at cleaning up these rods. Now, the trick I've done in the past is a little bit of tin foil and just give them a rub with the tin foil. Don't have to use any solvents or anything, just rub the metal with the tin foil. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll make them look a lot better than they were. It takes a bit of time, have a bit of patience, but it works. Actually, the ones on this side aren't as bad. Right, I'll maybe do a wee bit more work on those, but they're looking a bit better. Let's go online and see if we can get a new pickup and a new one of these. Okay, so I've just popped onto eBay and I've found a couple of brush plugs here. That's what I'm after, one with a split. So we'll have that. It's only £1.90. How much are they charging for postage though? £1.70. Okay, we'll have that. And there's a replacement pickup going for £2.20 from a different seller, £2.30 postage. I looked at some of the online retailers and I can get the pickup, but I couldn't get the brush plugs. So we'll get it all off eBay. Okay, so it's going to take a few days for those items to arrive from eBay, be well into next week I think. But what I think we'll do, put everything into this tub just now. While we're waiting, we shall clean up the body. I was going to do that in the third video, but we'll do it in this video. In the third video, we'll be getting it all together and running again. So yeah, this is in a bit of a state, but I think a clean up and a wee spot of paint here and there and it'll be absolutely fine. So to clean it up, I'm just going to use some warm soapy water and some cotton buds, and it's just going to be a case of rubbing it down. See the dirt that comes off. Be careful with the decal. You don't want to use any solvents or anything, just some soapy water. Some of the lining's worn off there, that's a shame. It definitely seems to be cleaning up okay. So I'm going to switch the camera off and carry on cleaning this body up. Take a wee bit of time. Once it's cleaned, I'll show you how I'm going to clean the handrails. But basically I'm going to use the tin foil again to do that. So there we go. It's been cleaned. It's never going to look like brand new paint. There is a lot of damage to the paint, and if you wanted this to look tip top, you would need to strip it, prime it, respray it, and redo all the lining and all the rest of it, which I am not going to do. It is something I would like to do to a model one day, but not to this. But I don't think Julien would want it to look pristine. You know, he just wants it cleaned up and looking as it should, an old Dublo model, not a brand new Dublo model. Right, so these handrails are all rusty. So, as I did with the rods, I think if I put some tin foil just behind them, just to protect paintwork, a bit of fresh bit of tin foil. And we rub the handrails you'll take the rust off. It's not making a huge difference actually, they're well and truly tarnished. It's a bit of a shame. I've done this before to handrails and they've come up quite nicely, but these ones are, yeah, they're pretty bad, but Julien did say he has replacements, so at least he has that option. And a wee bit of fine sandpaper. They really are very badly tarnished. This could be an awful lot of work. I wonder if I can get this handrail holder out, whatever you call them. I might be able to pull the entire handrail out without undoing the rest of them. That. Yep, like that. Bent it a wee bit, but that's okay. I can now clean up behind there and I can polish that up. That's better than doing it in situ. Right, and then we'll polish this up with a bit of sandpaper. You can see the rust that's coming off them. They're pretty bad. Go. Right, I think what I'm going to do is put these in my clock cleaning solution because they are really rusty, and that'll get the worst of it off, and then I'll give them a polish with some sandpaper, and then I think they'll be okay at that. trying to get this out, but no, it's proving to be a little bit stubborn. Try and polish this up in situ. Ideally, I'd like to get it off and get it into the sonic cleaner, but it's not having any of that. Right, so my handrails are in the cloth cleaning solution. They'll take a few hours to clean up. I've ordered my replacement pickup and brush plug. What I could do is get the front and back bogies cleaned up, and then we'll call it a day today. So what state is this in? A right old mess, as the rest of it was. So we'll get the manky brush in. Oh dear. Yeah, this has definitely seen carpets. There's a little fluffage in here. It's not looking too bad now. Right, let that evaporate off. What state's the rear bogie in? It's actually not too bad. Right, that's me for today. Hopefully in the next few days we'll get the new pickup and the brush plug, and we'll get this put back together and see if it actually runs. Catch you later, folks.